What's up, guys? So today's video is going to be more of a response to a text message that I got from one of my buddies up in northern Kentucky. Mike sent me this message the other day. He says, so I just listened to your YouTube and I actually kind of disagree about chasing medals. I'm chasing my first brown belt tournament win, I think. By having this goal, it has pushed me to work harder than any other belt. I've never struggled as much as I do now at the first 3 belts, and I don't think I would be working as hard as I do if it weren't for that goal. What is your opinion on that? So Mike, thanks for the question, brother. And I hope that I didn't come across as making someone think that I didn't think goals are important, right? Because goals are really important. And by the way, guys, the video that he's referencing is the one where I was talking about the comments Ben Askren made about jiu-jitsu gyms doing it wrong. And in that video, I talked about not chasing belts, and chasing those goals sometimes. And Mike, what I was getting at is not that goals are useless, because I love goals. I have goals. I keep a journal. I literally write my goals out day to day. I have long-term goals, both like every few months and yearly, and so on. And like the big nasty goals that we're chasing, right, long-term. So I have goals all the time, and they push me because goals put a unique perspective on your view, right? Because it reminds me of, I went to the track years ago with my students Justin and Karen, and they're in the horse industry, and so when we got there, we got to kind of go backstage, or in the backside, right, is what they call it, and I got to watch some of the horses warm up and everything else. And there was this one horse that I remember seeing, and he had these plastic things on his, or probably not plastic, I don't know what it was, I didn't get close enough, but these things, these contraptions that were covering half of his eyes. And when I asked Justin what that was, I was like, what are those on his eyes, and why do he has them on there? And he's like, well, they're called blinders. And he's like, that particular horse kind of gets spooked and distracted when he's racing, so basically by putting the blinders on, it cuts off the peripheral vision and he just sees straight. He's going after that race. And so when you think about goals, that's kind of what a meaningful goal does, right? Because when you're on the, like for instance, Mike, you're getting ready for a big competition, okay? So you're getting ready for this big competition, that's the goal, that's your line of sight, right? And then when you're going after this thing, it puts the blinders on. So all these distractions, right? All these different things, like, hey, your buddies are saying, hey, come have drinks with us tonight. Instead of going to train, you're like, no, I gotta train. Things are happening over there that you wanna do, but you're like, I gotta go train. Or maybe there's even some sort of uncomfortable stuff going on. A lot of times with big goals, there's sort of a leap of faith that you're gonna have to take at some point. And a lot of times that those blinders you have from the goal sort of keep you on track. Now, the problem with goals is when you get too damn fixated on them, right? Like, how many people have experienced or known someone to experience something where they go to their gym and belt promotions are up, right? And then when the belt promotion happens and this one person doesn't get promoted, they get all bent out of shape. Or when someone loses a tournament, they feel like they suck. Oh, I suck, I'm terrible. I suck at jiu-jitsu. I used to think that all the time, and that's terrible because the goal itself is stepping stone, right? You're never going to be satisfied from the goal, right? The satisfaction will come from you. The goal doesn't really satisfy you. You might be satisfied for a moment, but it's a flash in the pan, right? It's only for a moment, because then you're going to want more, right? Like a millionaire, like they want to become billionaires. If you're a 5-time world champion, you want to be a 10-time world champion. If you run 5 miles tomorrow, you're going to want to run 10 tomorrow, right? So it's never going to be enough. You're always going to be pushing yourself. The big thing that you're trying to get out of that goal achievement is cultivating who you are, right? Both your physical and your mental, right? The inner and the outer. So as you're chasing down these goals, you're becoming a stronger person. You're becoming a more powerful person from the inside out, right? That's what you're really after. We don't think of it that way because that kind of sounds hokey and silly, but that's really what it is. Because when you go out there and you chase those things, you became the thing that made it happen, right? So for instance, if someone asked like, hey, would you want $1 million, or would you like to have the know-how to make $1 million? Well, you want the know-how, because if you got $1 million just given to you, then you're gonna squandering it. But if you have the know-how, right? If you have the skills developed to make that thing happen, well, you can make them happen again and again and again. And so when you chase after this tournament, let's say you win, Mike, then you became the thing that made the tournament happen. It wasn't like that you were given a medal, because if you went to the tournament, you showed up and someone said, here Mike, here's your medal. Nobody showed up today. You're now a champion at this tournament. You'd look at the stupid thing and I don't want this damn thing, right? But if you have to go in there and you have to beat several people in order to win, right? In order to conquer that goal that you had, well, then that means something because you made it happen. And that's what I'm trying to get at, is basically, don't get too fixated, because when you're chasing after these goals, you're gonna slip and fall. You're gonna eat shit sometimes. And you get back up, dust yourself off, keep going. Because eventually when you make the goal happen, you'll be able to look back at everything and be like, man, I did that, right? And also, every now and then, take those damn blinders off, right? Even though you're chasing after the goal, take the blinders off and look around you and sort of appreciate all the amazing things that are going on around you. Because one of the things that I've had happen in my life a couple times when I was chasing after a goal that was really something to me, was that after I had gotten the goal, after I achieved that thing that I was going after, I looked back over my shoulder at my past, right, and all the things that were going on, and I sort of get mad at myself because, like, man, there was so much amazing stuff that was going on around me, and I didn't even, like, stop for a moment to appreciate it. Right? There was amazing things going on. I was surrounded by amazing people and all this cool stuff's going on, and I didn't even appreciate it. You know, and again, with the goals, the future, that's an abstraction. The past, it's already happened. The only thing you got is right now. So make sure that every now and then while you're after the goals, conquer them, dominate them, go get them. But make sure that you stop and smell the roses a little bit and appreciate what's going on day to day. So that's all I was getting at, Mike, right? And this is more the long version of what I was talking about in that video. But I appreciate your text. And guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will talk to you guys soon.